Guys, welcome back to the podcast. This is officially the second episode, and today's episode is just about the trip, when I take off, what I'm most worried for, what I'm most excited for, and most importantly, where I'm going. So, the date is set for May 1st to officially take off, and the goal is to head east, north, west, and back down south, and just try to cover as much ground as possible. The the main concern I have going to this trip is just feeling comfortable sleeping at random spots. Majority of the time I'll be at a national park campground, so that's easy. But in between the parks, just some places I want to see. Some state parks, national forests, some cities too. Say I want to stop in Miami or Boston and just finding a place to stay there. Thankfully, I have a couple apps, like Overlander app that has some great recommendations from other van life people. They tell you where they stay, how comfortable they were, and the safety and whatnot. So I know I can find places, but I know that there's going to be like a learning curve of feeling comfortable sleeping in some random spot. If possible, I want to avoid being the person sleeping in some Walmart parking lots. But if I have to, I just will. Alright? So, the goal. I leave May 1st. I'm going to leave from Austin. The first stop is Louisiana and New Orleans. I have a friend there. I want to stay and see the city. I've been to New Orleans a couple times, so it's not the top priority on my list. But it would be nice to see outside of Bourbon Street because that's all I've been able to see so far. So I'll be there. Next day, I'm gonna drive along the coast, and I'll probably stop, somewhere around like Seaside, Pensacola, Florida, and just spend the night there on the beach. I've been to Seaside once before. It's a beautiful time. I would love to see the whole town. So that's probably the second night. After that, I always forget how big Florida is, much like how big Texas is. And I thought I can just cut down there to Key West in one day. But apparently it's like an 11-hour drive, so I'm going to find a way to break it up. I found a beautiful park called, Juniper Springs in Florida. A beautiful swimming hole. So I'll probably spend there. Might even spend a couple days there just because of how pretty it looked. After that, eventually work my way all the way down to Key West. The goal for the first national park is Dry Tortugas. I don't know why it's here on this map. It should be way down here at the bottom of Key West. So I'll probably spend the night in Key West, see the town. I haven't been there since I was maybe 5-6 years old. So I have almost no memories of it. The problem with Dry Tortugas is apparently you can only take a seaplane or the designated ferry. It is booked up, it looked like 5 months in advance for some reason. So I called some local fishermen that would see if they'd want to take me out there. They said because of the distance and the gas to pay for it, it's like $3,000 for one person to take. So I said no to that. So the goal is to go down to Key West, get there at 6, 7 in the morning, and hope that there's some last minute cancellations, and I can hop on and go camping there. If possible, I might just have to settle for a day trip there, but I've heard just amazing things about camping under the stars on this remote old military base. They said it's absolutely beautiful. So I want that opportunity to do that. If not, I will have to settle for a day trip. The next park is Everglades, which is literally a half-hour drive from Dry Tortugas or Key West. So I'll go there. The park sounds amazing from what I've seen. But I have heard the mosquitoes at night are quite the bitch to get over. So I'll have to tough that out and see what happens. After that, you come back down, and I go all the way to Biscayne National Park, which is just outside Miami. Another outdoor-oriented water park. Spend a couple days there. Spend some days in Miami. See that city finally. After that, you work your way all the way up. I have some friends in, what was it called? Boca, Florida. Northern Florida. So I'll probably stop there for a bit, hang out there a little bit. And then this is the part, I have some in-between time between Congaree National Park and Carolina. So I'll probably stop and spend the night in Savannah, Georgia. I am excited to see the East Coast because that's where all the history of the U.S. is. Being raised in the suburbia of Illinois and coming to Austin, Texas. Yeah, obviously you have history in Chicago, but it's not the old history of the U.S. And when you go to Europe and stuff, you're smothered in history everywhere you go. So it'd be really cool to see some of the old historical parts of the U.S. Also in the Carolinas, you have Hilton Head Island, you have Outer Banks. So there are some places I want to see. I'm not sure how long I'm going to spend each day there, but I have it set for like maybe a couple of days at each of these places, but who knows? If I love a place, I may stay there a little bit longer, explore the city. I'm not really in a huge hurry. The main goal is to get to Illinois, by July. So I have some time to cover the East Coast. I'm going to work my way up to the Carolinas, cut across through Virginia and stuff, through Tennessee, and end up in, I believe that's Mammoth Cave National Park. So, spend a day and a half there exploring it. After that, I'll cut up to, which park is that? 40 is, that's Mammoth Cave. 27 is Smoky Mountains. I'm not sure how to cover Smoky Mountains. It is a huge park. I hear it's always busy. I'll probably spend like 4 or 5 days just trying to explore all of that and taking my time through it so I don't feel rushed. Once I hit Mammoth Cave, I plan on cutting back to 51, which is Shenandoah. And even I'll probably get caught in West Virginia for a bit. They have that song about West Virginia. And it's just one of those states I want to see very badly because it's just rolling hills, deep forest, even see the Eastern Coast beach. So there's a lot of things I want to stop and see along the way. Then I'll work my way up through the East Coast. There's no more national parks until Maine, so I can really take my time just exploring the cities, see Salem, see Boston, Plymouth Rock, see what all the buzz is about that. So there, I'm not sure how long it's going to take me to do. I'll probably take my time, spend a day and a half in each city. So we'll see what happens there. Eventually I will get to Maine and hit Acadia National Park. This is one of the parks I'm most excited for, just from pictures alone. East Coast in the summertime, you have the beach, you have this huge green national park. That is probably one of my top 5 national parks I'm looking forward to, just because I've heard so much about it. So I have no idea how long I'm going to spend in there. I assume the rest of Maine is equally as beautiful as Acadia National Park, so I might get caught in there for a couple of days. Then I work my way down. I have some family in upper state New York, so I'll probably stop there. I want to see New York City because I haven't been before. I'm not sure how it's going to be parking a van in the city. I don't want to feel sketched out all the time. So I probably will use some connections and probably some old friends that I probably might stay with for that part. After that, I work my way down to 15. When 15 is in Ohio, that park, I'm not sure you pronounce it, Cuyahoga Valley. When I looked it up, people were shocked that it's actually a national park. They say people in Ohio just go there. I think it's like some local state park. But it is a national park, so I'm sure that one I'll probably get through a little bit quicker. And then I'm working my way through. Also, there's a new national park, the Warren Dunes in Indiana became a national park, so I probably will stop there. I used to go there a lot as a kid, so I'm very familiar with it, but to go back, I'm going to take advantage of it. Alright, I'm not in a hurry. Then I'll stop in Illinois, see friends and family, that's where I'm from. I might stay there for a month, just seeing family now that I have more time to see everyone. And then my birthday falls on July 26th. So I might end up doing a small trip with my college buddies for my golden birthday because I'm turning 26 this year. So I'll probably park the van there, fly out for a trip, enjoy, come back, and then get a break from van life for a little bit, but then get back on the road. After that, cut all the way through Wisconsin. I have some family in Milwaukee I want to see. And then Green Bay. As a Packers fan, I'd love to see the stadium. That time of year, no, there's not going to be any games going on. But I will just go see the stadium, see what Aaron Rodgers is up to. Maybe hang out with him, who knows. Then, I get to come all the way down through Michigan, all the way up to, Isle Royale in 32. Yeah, Isle Royale. This is another park I'm very excited for. You have to take a ferry to get there, and you mostly just backpack it. It's a very remote island, so you're definitely isolated away from everyone else. So I'll probably backpack that a couple days. I'm sure I can get through the whole park in 2 or 3 days. So after that, I'm going to cut across to Voyager up in Minnesota. Again, another beautiful park in Minnesota. I used to go as a kid fishing, but I never got up to the very coast of the border of Canada. So I'm not sure what the rest of Minnesota looks like, but from what I've seen, it's just a land of many lakes and beautiful green trees. From there on out, I cut across to the Dakotas for, 52? What's the first one? Dakota? Theodore Roosevelt National Park. Images made it look pretty. From what I gathered, it's this wide open landscape where he would just go to relax. So I'll just go there, relax, taking the views, take my time getting through that. Cut down to 4 in South Dakota, which is the Badlands, and then 55, which is the Wind Cave. Same thing, probably spend 2-3 days total there, wooden cave. You can't really camp there, so it's probably a day trip. After that, this is where it gets tricky. Because you'll see here from the stickers, I've been to most of the parks in the center of the West Coast. So I don't have a huge desire to go back there just yet because I've already seen it. I'd rather cut through to go north. I haven't seen the Tetons yet. I've been to Yellowstone, but we skipped the Tetons. So I may make an exception and cut down from Dakota to Tetons and skip the other ones and go back up to 24, which is, the Grand Tetons. Then I just make my way north to Montana, to my in my top 5 favorite national parks I want to see, which is Glacier National Park. Images don't do it justice. It looks absolutely beautiful. I've heard some people describe it as their favorite national park, so to be able to see it would be amazing. Who knows how long I'll spend there. It's at the top of Montana, so I might even stop along the way in Montana at different places. That state is so unfamiliar to me. And when I was in Yellowstone, just driving through the small towns is beautiful enough. So the in-between national parks, I'm not sure how I'm going to divide my time. I'll probably be looking for detours along the way and just, finding some cool state parks or some local parks or hanging in some small towns. Who knows how long it'll take. Then I cut across to Seattle for 43, which is North Cascades. Again, looks like your standard pretty national park. I haven't heard too many things about it, so, maybe 2-3 days there. After that, I'm going to cut down to 42, which is Mount Rainier, so I'll come down. Mount Rainier, again, looks pretty. Not one of my top 5 parks I want to see, but obviously anything in the Pacific Northwest is going to be beautiful. Then I go to 44, Olympic, which is in my top 5 parks I want to see. It is the only rainforest we have in the U.S. People describe it as unlike anything else. It's humid in there, it's lush and green, and there's this moss growing everywhere. I'm not sure how it's going to go, because as someone who's colorblind, usually I have a hard time picking apart different shades of green. So I'll probably have a hard time understanding the true beauty of it, but I'm sure pictures will make it come out. That was the light that just went out because it's on a timer, but we're back in business. After that, we go to Oregon. Oregon 14 for Crater Lake National Park. Again, just looks beautiful. It'll be warm that time of year. I'll probably get to Chicago by July, and I'll probably be over here by hopefully late August. So probably still in the peak of the warm season there. And then, California just has every single national park imaginable there. So who knows how long it'll take getting through there. I haven't seen a lot of them. I've only seen 2 parks, like Death Valley and Sequoia in California. So I'm definitely looking forward to all of them there. After that, I'll probably stop in Santa Monica where I have some family. Probably like August, September, probably September. And then after that, spend a good month there. And then I'll work my way back home, finishing up the southern parks I haven't seen yet, and coming back to Texas by like October or December. And then I'll probably stop for the winter, because I don't want to travel in this van in the wintertime. And then come next May, I'll take off again. I'll probably just go straight through. I'll finish up the parks I haven't seen yet in the middle of the West Coast. And then the goal is to get to Alaska, the final frontier, and just tackle all of those parks in one summer. Is it doable? I have no idea, because I'm not sure how how big Alaska is. But I like to think it is possible. And then eventually I have to get to Hawaii to see the last 2 parks. I'm not sure that's a van trip. I'll probably just go there personally and just finish the job then. So, the route, you go east, come north, you cut back west a bit, you go back up north to Maine, you come down and into Chicago, back up to Minnesota, cut across to the Dakotas, down into Colorado, back up to Montana, to Seattle, finish in California, call it quits for the year, and then tackle the rest of the trip next spring.